Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing our birth story. Or actually his birth story and our experience with his birth. Yeah?
Yeah,
Is that good, huh?
It's okay-ish.
I worked hard on that one.
Alright, you worked hard.
So, tell me the dates.
Start over, that was stupid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but do it over again.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to do our
How is it hard now? You
This is very hard for me.
JR's birth story.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing JR's birth story and our experience with his birth. My name is Matt and this is my wife Lindsay. We're married and this is our son JR. The formal introductions are now done. So the story begins. Do you want to start on the 23rd?
That's where it starts.
The July 23rd of
2015.
There you go. The year. That's good. So on that morning, it was pretty early. It was 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I had recently just gone to bed probably because I usually sleep, go to bed like at 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So I had recently gone to bed when this lady who sleeps next to me woke me up and said, "What?"
Well, I woke up at 6 in the morning and it felt like I kind of peed myself. Turns out that my water had broke, but for some reason I wasn't totally convinced, which is silly because at this point he was 11 days late from the due date. And so I needed a second opinion. So I was like, Matt, look at this. Is this my water?
Smell this.
Yeah.
Does this smell like pee to you? No.
No, it does not.
Or sweat.
I didn't know. I was like, this is weird. But I think the reason it was so weird is that like I felt great. I felt totally normal. I was like, well, this is strange. My water, if this is my water breaking, shouldn't I suddenly be in labor? But that isn't how it always happens. So
it was not how it happened for us.
Yeah, not even close. So I called the birth center and they said, well, how about we were supposed to call them anyway for a stress test since he was 11 days late. And they said, keep the stress test date, time. So we came in at 10 that day and we did a stress test. And at that point, I did
nothing. I watched.
We watched, yeah. But at that point, I still hadn't felt any contractions, nothing. I felt amazing, except for the fact that my water had broken. So they talked about the fact that because it had broken, that there was a time frame of when this birth could happen naturally. Well, I suppose without inducing it. And so what they wanted was that normally they would give you 24 hours, but the birth center said that they would be willing to give us up to 48, provided everything is still okay and that we're passing stress tests and things like that. So we felt a little bit better knowing we had a little bit more time, but still, you know, it was already 4 hours in and nothing.
Yeah.
They said that if by the time it was dinner time, if nothing had changed, I would have to come in again for a second stress test. Also, I told them that I had an appointment for an acupuncture, hoping to move to induce labor at that point, and they said to keep it because that might help getting the ball rolling. So that was at 3:30, and so 3:30 rolls around, still hadn't felt anything really, and so we go to this acupuncture appointment. Matt drove me.
I did. You took the day off work?
Yeah, I took the day off work, mostly because it was strange though. I was like, I'm not coming in, and they're like, for today or till September? And I was like, likely September, but it was kind of weird. I didn't want to say like, hey, my water broke, but I feel great because I figured it would start this chain of reaction of everyone being like, wait, are you in labor? And I'd be like, no, I'm fine. Of course, per usual, this baby's still not coming. So
get it out.
Yeah. So we went to the acupuncturist, and that's the first time really anything really happened. I had like these Jesus. So I had very these lower ab cramps, like pretty low, that just felt like a little more intense period cramps, and I had 4 of those while I was all up in pins and needles, and it felt enough that I wanted to move, which was unfortunate because I had a bunch of needles in me and couldn't. But at the same time, it wasn't so intense that I thought anything of it, and everyone kept telling me, when you have a contraction, you'll know. You'll know. And so let me tell you, that is not true for me.
You didn't know.
I did not know. And so we get done with the acupuncture appointment, and we go get ice cream.
We got ice cream.
Because that's
Dairy Queen.
Duh. And that
I got a dippy cone.
That was the last thing I actually ate before this.
What did you get?
This sucker was born. I got a Blizzard strawberry cheesequake. It's an excellent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You look happy.
I was happy. So we went at 8 o'clock for a second stress test of that day. And JR has something to say.
I was there.
He was there.
He passed the stress level.
He passed the stress test, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And at that point, we'd have a really frank conversation about what it meant to possibly give birth at a hospital, because it had already been over 12 hours, about this point, 14 hours,
14 hours, yeah.
And still really nothing. I told her about the lower ab cramps, and she said, well, that's not a contraction. Generally, contractions start from the top of your uterus and work their way down. However, it's something, so that's good. It's not what we need yet. It's not active labor yet. So, you're good. I know. So we. Oh.
That's good.
All right, buddy. You got this? So it still wasn't active labor, but they did check, and at that point actually was 3 centimeters dilated and 70% effaced, and he was at a position 0. So that definitely made the midwife happy that something, she said, these lower ab contractions, they're doing something, but they don't sound like a typical contraction. So we started driving home. We were a little bit discouraged because we did have to have that conversation about, giving birth at a hospital, which is something that we hadn't planned for. And you didn't want that either, did you? So we got home at 9 o'clock, and Matt thought, well, I'm going to make dinner because all I'd eaten was that ice cream. So
you gotta eat something.
So he started making.
Gotta feed you something.
So he started making dinner, and I had taken Matt's phone. He had downloaded a contraction app. And I kept getting these lower ab cramps, so I kept, marking them down, kind of being like, I'm just going to track these so I feel like I'm doing something.
Yep.
And within probably like 10 minutes of being home, well, actually, no, first Matt was like, I'm going to make you dinner, but we don't have any food.
It's a pretty common thing in our house.
Not having any food? That's not true. I go grocery shopping all the time.
Oh, okay.
You just eat it all.
I know, I'm a pig.
So, Matt's like, I'm going to run to the store and get something. And we live really close to the grocery store. It's like less than 2 blocks away. And I just could not handle the fact that he was going to leave. Like, to me, it just terrified me. And I just freaked out, and I was like, you can't leave me. And
I've never seen you more worried.
Right.
And you worry a lot.
That's true.
Like, I'm only going to the grocery store.
So
I go there a lot.
At that point, I think we started realizing, I think something's happening. Because I just felt this immense, I was just like terrified of him leaving. And so he was like, fine, I'll make something here, I guess. So
I did.
Because lo and behold, we had food.
Barely.
Okay, not even accurate.
Try to make a soup.
Yeah, a shrimp soup with egg, because we wanted lots of protein, which was smart. So I started tracking these little lower ab cramps and walking around the house, just trying to do something, so I felt like we were working towards this active labor.
Yeah, they're coming pretty quick too.
But then they started, coming
like every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, it wasn't even like a lead-up time. It was all of a sudden, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah. And at that point, I pretty much stopped talking, which is really unusual.
I think at that point, we kind of assumed that these were contractions for real now.
Yeah.
Or they're just really bad cramps. I don't know what we thought.
I don't really think we had time to think about anything, to be honest, because all of a sudden I was like not speaking. I was in I wouldn't say I was in a lot of pain, but I was in a lot of like discomfort and confusion, because everyone had said, when you get a contraction, you'll know. And I kept thinking, these aren't contractions, these are just lower ab cramps. And, contractions, when you hear about them, they sound so terrifying. Yeah. And while these were not comfortable, I didn't feel like I was gonna, punch myself in the face or anything. So it was just strange. And so Matt finished dinner. He kept trying to make me eat, and I just basically refused.
I just followed around the bowl of soup.
Essentially, yes. Being like, just eat one shrimp. Just eat one shrimp. And I was like, I should shake my head or put my hand out being like, nope, nope.
We're not doing that.
Because I'd felt nauseous. And I was really afraid that I would puke. And so this all starts around 9 o'clock. By 10:30, and we were walking around the patio doing this, I started to feel panicked, I suppose. That like this was something that we maybe were not able to handle because the contractions were coming really close together. It was starting to be, Matt kept trying all these techniques that we had learned in our class.
Yeah, everything I could think of.
Yeah.
Tried walking, we tried dancing and shaking the hips, tried counter pressure, tried, what else?
The tub.
Tried putting you in a tub.
Nothing.
Nothing, that didn't work.
Nothing made me feel better. It was like, it certainly didn't manage the pain.
No, it was hard.
And so I started kind of freaking out, being like, why are we doing this natural childbirth thing? I thought in the class that at least like these techniques would be somewhat would make it more manageable. And all it was doing was just, I don't know, it was just something to do to pass the time through the contraction. And I was like, this is hard. And so we called the doula and the midwife around 10:30, and I'm sure that they thought we were total wimps because we were like, we can't handle this anymore. And the midwife was just like, you guys have a long night ahead of you. I'm sure in her head she was like, I just saw you guys at 9 o'clock. You were talking, you were holding conversation, you were joking, you were totally fine. There's no way you've progressed this far where it would warrant you coming into the birth center. Same with the doula. She was like, I just talked to you after your stress test. So do you guys sure you really need me? And Matt was like, yeah, we really need you to come in now. So the doula showed up around 11:15. She brought a Sprite because she said you need sugar. And let me tell you, that sugar, because I didn't eat anything, that sugar did really make a huge difference. I felt a lot better. The doula also was like, hey, why don't we try this scarf thing that I've heard of? This called like rebozo, right?
Rebozo.
And let me tell you, that thing saved the day. That really changed the rest of the labor. So basically what she did, because I was on my hands and knees, like kind of like leaning on our steps in the basement. And so they took the scarf and they wrapped it around my belly and they held it really tight and they stood behind me and they just shook it like that. And suddenly I felt relief during the contractions. It was amazing.
Yep, front counter pressure.
Yeah, the front counter pressure that we just hadn't thought of, because the entire time these contractions, they remained solely in my lower abs. They never changed at all. They just got more intense in my lower abs. And it made it manageable. Suddenly I was like, we can do this.
Yeah. We did.
And we did. So
Spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah, we did. So they did that for a while. Mind you, I still was at that point I got pretty obsessed with time though. Like I really wanted to get to the birth center.
Yep.
Because in my head I was like, when we get there, he'll get born and we'll be done. So that sounds great. And
It does sound great.
And so the midwife had said that we could call again in an hour. And so come the 12:30 mark, I was like, or 11:30 mark, I was like, let's call. She said we could call in an hour, let's call. And so Matt, of course, did call again. And
I called her.
And
she talked to you on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Kind of talked. She listened to you.
She listened to see how the labor was progressing. And unfortunately for me, her diagnosis was, call me again in what, like a half hour? Right? Or an hour.
Yeah, she bumped it every hour with time.
And I was like, what? No, I want to go in now. Like, let's
come in now.
Like, I come in. Let's do that. And so, so we kept doing the rebozo in between. And at that point, I got to call, at like 12:45 was the next time. And so it was getting close. And our doula said, hey, why don't we try to wait till 1:15? And in my head, I was like, how about no? Like, no. We agreed to 12:45. Oh, my love. Do you want Daddy to hold you? So, you got it, baby doll? So we were supposed to call at 12:45, and the doula said, you know what, let's see if we can make it until 1:15. And in my head, I was like, no, let's not wait that. That's not what we agreed to. I would like to get in there sooner than later. So I think she saw my displeasure with her idea. So
I think everybody did.
Yeah, because I was like, what? No. And so she's like, okay, how about we just try to make it through 5 more songs? Those songs lasted forever.
She picked some long songs.
Yeah. And apparently I only made it through 3 until I was like so obnoxious. They were like, fine, we will call. And so they called again. The midwife finally said, you can come in. Probably because she was just tired of us calling every half hour to hour.
Sorry, JR needed his butt changed.
Okay, that's diaper change.
He needed his diaper changed. So, where were we? We were talking about the songs. Your contractions were like pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like, they were like from like the beginning, they were like every 3 minutes for like at least a minute. And some of them were really even longer. Yeah,
they kept going on top of each other. So there were like some were 6 minutes long because I would have one and it would start to wane, but then the other one would start up and they did 3 of those and then 4. Oh, that was a lot.
6 minute contractions, 3 minute contractions.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, I think she forgot to hit the stop button on the timer.
Nope. Did not.
Didn't do it.
Nope, they just kept going.
They were just that long.
So
that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That's a word for it. So
we called the midwife again at what, 1:15? We make it that far?
No, it was 1:07. I checked my phone.
Almost 1:15.
Almost.
We call her and she says, yeah, I guess you guys can come in now because you gotta keep bothering me.
Yeah, probably.
So you might as well just go into the birth center and we'll hang out.
Right. And the doula had told her, she said, listen, she just really wants the birthing tub. Because I did. I tried the tub at our house and the water just wasn't deep enough. I didn't feel like I could move. And so I wanted more. I wanted the water, but at the same time, I didn't want to be. We wanted the water, but we didn't want to be so constricted. We wanted the water, but we didn't want to feel so constricted. I didn't want to feel so constricted. And the birthing tub at the birth center, it's just perfect for that. So I was a little worried about the car ride. Oh, I know. So were you. All right, let's do this. There we go.
All right, we're back. Put JR to bed. He was
bedtime.
Tired.
He was tired, yeah.
It's bedtime for him.
It's a lot of work being a baby.
So you're telling me about this car ride you went on. Tell me more about that.
Oh, shush. So we had to obviously drive to the birth center, which is about 20 minutes away. And originally I thought the car ride was going to be the hardest part, just because in our birthing class they talked about how the car ride is difficult, being the fact that you're not able to move positions and things of that nature.
You're sitting.
Yeah, you're sitting. For me, they couldn't do the rebozo, and so I was worried about that. But actually, once they said I could go to the birth center, I suddenly felt better.
You were fine.
I felt, honestly, like, compared to what I was feeling before, I felt great.
Yeah, you look great, too.
All of a sudden, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. And so they tied the wrap around me, but I was a little afraid to tell them that, like, I felt so good, because I thought they were going to change their mind and say, nope, you can't go.
No birth center for you.
Yeah, you're going to stay at home a little bit longer. And I was really worried that actually my labor might be stalling, which is something, that can happen, but you don't want. But I was like, I'll just be quiet and maybe no one will notice, because that's reasonable and logical. So the car ride was actually fine. I did have some contractions in the car, but they were manageable.
Yeah, you were fine.
And we were actually talking for the first time, because I really didn't speak at all, except for in very short sentences that actually no one but Matt could understand. The doula was like, what did you say? And Matt would have to translate what I said.
I'm awesome.
So we got to the birth center, and Matt essentially handed me off to the midwife. What was nice when we got there was everything was already set up. The water was all the way filled to the tub. They had candles lit. It was like pretty nice.
It was 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was 2 a.m. at that point. So we got there at 2 a.m. And the first thing they said is, let's do a check. Let's see where you're at. I'm
bringing in bags.
And Matt's bringing in bags.
I'm bringing stuff in.
And so they check me and they go, oh my gosh, you're 9 centimeters, you're 100% effaced, and the baby's head is at a station 2 plus. So they were pretty shocked. Everyone was like, is this serious? Is this really happening? This whole thing had started only 5 hours ago, and now she's like, get in the tub, you're gonna push. And actually the midwife even was like, I have to call my nurse because she hadn't called her nurse yet.
That was the funniest part.
Yeah.
It's like, these guys are going to be here all night.
Yeah.
They just want to be here.
Right. This lady's like kind of a wimp. She's gonna need her hand held a lot more than I thought.
So it's like, I won't bother my nurse for a while. I'll let her stay home. Nope. So I finally was like, see guys, this is why I've been wanting to go to this dang birth center. You didn't believe me.
You didn't believe me. It was a little bit further along than y'all thought. So
Pretty far along.
I got into the tub, and by 2:30 is when I started pushing. And he actually was born at 2:43. And pushing is really hard. There's no way around that. And actually, for the last push, I pushed so hard that I bit my lip, and it swelled. It was so huge, and it was bloody, and I didn't even realize I did it actually. So there's some really great pictures that are actually taken 6 hours and 12 hours later, and it's still huge. But what was cool is on the last push, because I was basically, my forearms were on the front of the tub and I was kneeling, and it went by so fast. I mean, it didn't feel fast, let me tell you, but apparently it went by fast that the midwife and the nurse were like, okay, here's the deal, this baby's gonna come out, you need to be able to catch it. And I was like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden, here up floats a little rag doll, and I grabbed him.
In the murky water, you grabbed this baby out of the water.
Yep, and there he was. 2:43 a.m. on July 24th. He was 7 pounds 6 ounces and 20 inches long.
Yep.
And he started crying right away, which is what he's doing right now.
Yep.
Should probably go grab him.
All right, I put him back to sleep for now. I hope.
We'll see.
I'm not that great at it. I'm kind of new at this.
Yeah, we kind of just started playing this all by ear.
I skipped training. Yeah, just how I roll.
Right. So he was born really fast, is what it really comes down to. So it was about 5.5 hours of labor, which is pretty unusual for your first child. So they did talk to us about that, about how if we have a second baby that we basically have to like immediately go to the birth center because I'll be...
Or have it here.
Yeah, or have it at home, which is probably what Matt wants. We didn't get to make the cake, but that's okay because...
We didn't have time to.
We didn't have time to make the cake. And
I thought we were going to have all this time and just be like...
Yeah.
Just do whatever.
Well, like our first appointment at the birth center, actually, there was a woman there who was in labor, and so I got really anticipated that it would be similar to that.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
We saw her, walking around, laboring, and I kind of thought we would be doing the same, and that did not happen at all. We got there, and I immediately just got in the tub and pushed this little baby out. So
yeah, pretty quickly.
Yes, very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't feel like it at the time, especially the pushing part. That did not feel very fast, but 13 minutes apparently can feel like forever.
It was quick. I was there. I was rebozoing you.
Yeah, the whole time. So Matt was in the water partially, just going like this.
Sitting over her,
yeah,
rubbing the belly with the scarf.
Yeah.
Pretty good at that.
Yeah. Which at one point while we were in the tub, I was like, Matt, you can stop, because I knew that he was like...
Oh, I felt the burn. I was
right.
in the zone.
And so I was like, I'd figured. And he stopped, and I was like, nope, you can't stop. You have to keep going.
Nope, we don't do that.
So
no stopping.
Apparently I couldn't handle it without, so... But yeah, so that was our really fast birth story.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was quick.
And so actually after he was born, then he and I hung out in the tub for about probably a half hour, just the two of us.
Not that long.
It wasn't? Felt like that long. How long was it?
It was like 10 or 15 minutes.
Whatever.
Because then I took you out and they got the placenta out.
Yeah. Then we did that on the bed. And Matt did skin to skin while they did that.
Yep, while they were taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
I was holding the baby on my chest. We're hanging out on the bed watching Mommy get all fixed up.
Yep. And then they actually left us alone for like about 2 hours, really.
Yeah, we got 2 hours of us alone time. It's the three of us. And then they came in around 4:30.
Yeah.
About 4:30 to weigh him and give him his little shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him back to us again, and we kind of hung out until about 8.
8, yeah.
8, and then we got discharged.
Mm-hmm.
And we're home.
Yeah. So it was nice to go home within 5 hours too, because we were able to go into our own bed, and
Yeah, you guys passed out.
Yeah. Yeah, we were up all night, so We went out. We fell asleep right away. Matt, not so much.
I made a video.
Go figure. Go figure.
And then I went to sleep.
Then you went to sleep.
That was a good day, though.
Yeah. So.
I slept for a few hours and then woke up and parents were here. And
yeah.
It was a fun day.
Yeah. So that's how JR was born.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I would. Not anytime soon. Not like
not a birth. I mean, like natural birth.
Natural birth. Yeah, I would. Like we were.
Would you have another baby?
Well, yeah, no, but when I think of having another baby, I think of it the same way. As it being 100% unmedicated and doing a water birth. And both of those were our goal, and we were able to accomplish that, which is really great. But of course, like the number one goal was to have a healthy baby, and we got that. That was the most important one. And so it was.
Then we got a healthy mommy too.
Yeah, that's true too.
'Cause you were just fine.
Yeah.
You were walking around.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even know you pushed a baby out of you. Just walking around. We got home and you're walking JR around the house.
Yeah, we gave him a house tour right away, so he knew where everything was.
Right away. Like within a few hours, you're walking around. Mm-hmm. Totally normal. Had a big smile on your face.
Because we did it. Because we did it. Yeah. So I would definitely do it again. Not right away. I'd like some breathing room. But and while I was pushing, I don't know if I felt like I wanted to do it again. But I know I can. So
yeah.
I think we can do it 3 more times.
You did a good job.
So
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You did a really good job.
Thanks. So yeah.
So that it? Else want to share anything else?
I don't think so.
You good?
I think I'm good.
Should I give it a second?
Good.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to do to help you, which was really frustrating for me. So all I could do was give you water and put those little damp clouds on you to hopefully cool you off a little bit because it was hot that day.
Yeah.
But once the doula got here, once you got the rebozo thing going, I'm like, I can do this. This isn't that bad. And the whole experience was a lot less difficult than I thought it was going to be. For me, at least. For this guy.
For the support system.
Yeah. Because I was expecting a lot more, I don't know, involvedness. Not involvedness, but like effort.
Physical laboring as well.
Yes. Yeah. So I got off pretty easy. So
I think it's because it was so short.
That works out pretty well.
So the most was he got an arm workout.
I would do it again.
Good.
Definitely.
Of course you would.
Anything else?
Nope.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. So that is our birth story.
Yeah.
If you're interested, I'm going to put some video clips and maybe some pictures of the actual birth. There's nothing graphic. The whole birth was recorded, but the camera was set up so it couldn't see over the edge of the bathtub. So all you kind of see is the back of Lindsay's head, and you can hear some sounds. And then the baby's crying, and you can see the baby's head pop up over her shoulder, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave that at the end here, but I'm going to go do a shop update, but
I'm going to go to bed.
You're going to go to bed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work, and you're going to bed.
Well, it's because Jared will be up within like the next hour, so.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks.
Let us know if you have any questions. If you're, I don't know, considering natural childbirth, and do you think we could help you with anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or if you're in the Twin Cities and have any questions about the Minnesota Birth Center, since that's where we did have our prenatal and gave birth at, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
So.
We're here for you, I guess. Yeah, we are.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.
Is that one gone? No. Okay, there we go, there we go. Heads out.
Great job, Lindsay. Great job.
Okay.
Okay,
Are you
keep
feeling
listening.
that still urge to push?
No.
Okay, go ahead and push down. Okay.
Okay, reach
All
down.
right, reach down.
Oh my god.
Reach down, little baby.
Holy shit. Perfect. The cord's not super long, okay? Keep baby a little. Oh my god! Oh, there it is. I told you it was a boy. Oh, and he's peeing.
He is peeing.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, wow. Look at this.
What's the sound of it?
Oh job, you did it. Just like you did it. Yeah.
You did it.
You figured it out. You kept wanting to go the wrong way, but you finally got it.